Hey everybody, I'm very excited to show you this Vowel machine synth today, which is a really versatile formant synth. So I'm just going to take you through a quick run through of everything that it does first, and then afterwards I'll get a little bit more under the hood and talk about some of the details of how it's composed. So first of all, in its default setting, it's kind of like a monk chanting patch. It sounds like this. And we've got some presets for different vowel sounds here. I've got a keyboard right here for 4 different vowel sounds. I only put 4 on there, but you could have as many as you want really if you want to extend it yourself. So the first one we've got ah, which is what you just heard. This one is e. Then and oo. That's our 4 different vowel sounds in this kind of vibrato monk chanting patch. Then if we press the left stomp switch, we get a harmony, which I've set to a 5th above. Which of course works with any of the vowel sounds. And that harmony, let me just see if I can find it. Yep, it's on the second page here, so this is the pitch shifter. And when you click on the middle button, you see the semitones here. So you can set that wherever you want. So if you wanted it to be a major chord instead, you'd set it to 4. Minor, down to 3. An octave, you could have 12. Or if you wanted the higher octave of a 5th, 19. So I like to leave mine at 7 semitones, a 5th higher, because 5ths and octaves are really safe notes that'll go over anything. But it can be fun to play with minor and major thirds and minor and major 7ths, things like that. You get some really cool harmonies going there with your vocals. Let's go back to the first page. So the second stomp switch, the middle stomp switch, turns off the vibrato. This one here is the vibrato. If we turn the vibrato off, we get more, instead of a chanting patch, we get more of a robot voice patch. And you can hear that also has a diphthong. So a diphthong is when 2 vowel sounds glide into each other in one movement. So the 2 separate vowel sounds there would be a and o. It becomes a diphthong when it goes ow. So you can hear it now. There we go, I had the harmony on still. This one sounds cool. The E turns into yeah. That one's kind of like whoa. So you get some really cool robot voices in there. And then of course you can also turn the harmony on again and have those varieties. Yay. It's pretty fun. And then the last, let me just get back to the chanting. Okay. The last stomp switch, it's almost kind of superfluous really, because I had an extra stomp switch I hadn't used. I still had 15% of CPU to use, so I thought may as well do something with a stomp switch. So what I've done is add an octave rise. It's a momentary switch. You hold it in and it'll go slowly to an octave up. Not that slowly, but... Then of course you can do that with the robot voice as well. Wow! So it's almost like a different version of a diphthong. So there's 2 kind of ways to get them there. And so with your harmony, robot voice, and octave rise, you've got a lot of combinations and variations in this patch. There's tons you can do with it. And that's pretty much the whole patch. One other thing. Where's my slew limiter? Probably this one. Yeah, my slew limiters are always pink. So I've got a slew limiter with the rise and fall separate. So for this right stomp switch, if you wanted to go rise slower or come down slower or faster, then you just adjust these settings here to taste. I really like the way I've got it set now, but I think another really cool thing would be have much shorter rise and fall times and have the pitch drop instead of rise. That might be something you want to do yourself. Or maybe you just want to take this stomp switch out completely and change for a completely different function. So my stomp switches are always the red square. So there's one here. Let me see where I've got them. There's one there as well. And I think this is one. Yeah, so there, and there. That's the 3 stomp switches in case you want to edit yourself and change things around. Okay, so that's what the patch does. A little bit of under the hood stuff. First and foremost, this is a MIDI notes in patch. So to use it as is, you would need a MIDI controller, like a keyboard, or I'm using a guitar with a MIDI pickup. If you wanted to use it as a guitar synth, just with your regular pickups, you would need to delete this MIDI notes in module and add an audio in module. Connect that to a pitch detector and then connect that to the oscillator, and then start a separate module, which would be envelope. I've forgotten the name of it. It's in the analysis modules. Envelope follower. Then you would have your audio in into envelope follower, and then envelope follower into the 2 ADSRs. So those are mango colored. That's probably one. Yep, there's one. So envelope follower into this ADSR. This is probably the second one. Yep. And then envelope follower into this ADSR. So that would be the connections to use it as a guitar synth. I'm not going to get fully into what a formant synth is or how formants are developed in depth because there's lots of information online, but essentially you get 3 filters, which I've got here. And by using bandpass filters to isolate 3 specific frequencies, you can create vowel sounds, which is what I've done here. So you could have your 3 filters and then change the cutoff points. These are the specific frequencies for, what am I on? This is A. So these would be the 3 specific frequencies for A. Change to E. There's the 3 specific frequencies, and so on. And the way I've done this is by connecting the filter cutoff to an out switch, which is here. So this would be A, and I've connected it to all 3 cutoff filters, and then you attenuate the connections to get the filter strengths you want, to get the frequencies you want. And then this would be E, connected to all 3. If I go back, you can see it's connected to all 3 filter cutoffs, and then you attenuate each connection strength in turn until it's the right set of frequencies. So on and so forth. So I've done that for all 4 of my vowel sounds. And then I have this channel selector here. And I'm changing the channel selector with this keyboard module. And basically, because I've got 4 outputs here, that means that this is divided into 4, this 0 to 1 range. So if you send it a frequency within the first quarter of that range, it's going to select channel 1. If you send it a value within the second quarter of that range, it's going to be channel 2, a value within the third quarter, a value within the fourth quarter. So that's exactly what I've done with these keyboard buttons, the first 4 keyboard buttons. So there's The first one is just sort this out here. So there it is, the keyboard out connection strength is into the channel in. And then I edit these. You can see on the screen here that's within the first quarter. You can see it. You can even just do this visually. I didn't even work it out. Visually it's within the first quarter, within the second quarter, within the third quarter, and towards the end. So that selects each channel. What else is in this patch? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the diphthongs as well. So I've got this audio in switch. So in channel 1, I've got the vibrato going in, and the vibrato is connected to all 3 of the filter outputs. So all 3 filter outputs with their connection strengths attenuated accordingly to make the vowel sounds or the formants all roughly even. All of these filters go into this vibrato, and this vibrato goes into channel 1 of the in switch. And that is our chanting sound. To get the robot sound, I basically just cut out the filter. So we've got channel 2 here. And you can see that these 2 filters are now skipping the vibrato and going directly into the channel. And then I also created a 4th filter, which is a duplicate of the first filter, except it also has an ADSR going to the filter cutoff, and the ADSR is what controls the diphthong. So if I go there, you can see I've got this connection strength attenuated, so it's only rising a tiny bit. And that's how you create a diphthong. So this is somewhat embarrassing because I was asking about vowel sounds on the Facebook group a few weeks ago, and I actually studied phonetics in university for 2 years and somehow forgot that they were called formants. But anyway, once my brain started working again, I remembered that diphthongs are mostly affected by the first formant. So that is why I have the ADSR controlling the filter cutoff only of the first filter, but not the second 2. And that's how you create your diphthong sounds. So I think that pretty much covers it. I've got some reverb, of course, which you can set to taste. And I've also added, what else have we got here? Oh yeah. I got another filter just on the whole thing, just to cut off. This is a low pass filter, so it's just cutting off tons of the high pass frequencies just to clean it up a bit. I've also got a compressor just to sort of squish it together. And this ADSR is the one that controls the initial VCA going to the oscillator. I think I just connected those by mistake there. Yep, so the reason this ADSR ended up away on the 3rd page, or page 2 I guess, is because it used to be here, but I wanted to have my presets right above the filters, so that's why that happened. The out switch also used to be here, and ended up getting moved right out as well, so I could have the presets here. So I think that pretty much takes care of most of the workings under the hood of how it works. One other thing I would mention is that I wanted my presets to be buttons. This could also be, instead of a keyboard module, you could use a sequencer module and advance it with the pedal. You could use this pedal to advance it. The reason I decided not to do that is because then your selections will be linear. So you could only go from one vowel sound to the one next to it, and in order. So you couldn't like jump from 1 to 4. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to select exactly the vowel sound I wanted at any given time. Of course, this also means that now I don't have foot switch control, so that's not going to be much use live. But for working like on a song, for example, on a desktop, this is going to be much easier for me. That suits my workflow. You do whatever works for you. And I think that's it for the Vowel machine. If you have any questions, by all means ask away and I'll try to answer them. Or if you make any modifications or have any suggestions for modifications, please let me know. Also, that suggestion I had for making the robot voice go down instead of up. I don't actually know how to do that. I'm assuming it's some kind of inverter, but please let me know that information as well. And I hope you enjoy this one. I'll see you again.